So this is a 2024 Toyota Corolla Nightshade Hybrid, all-wheel drive. It's a lot to take in, but basically it's a blacked out Toyota Corolla for the Nightshade Edition. SE Hybrid, pretty much a hybrid engine, but uses the same chassis as the 2020 to 2024, so the body style is pretty much the same. And today's video is going to be about installing door edge guards that I picked up for the OEM version. This brown box in front of me, and you can see that when I bought the 2024 Corolla door edge guards, it's labeled 2020 Corolla because that's when the body style changed to this newer version here. Started in 2020, and I think it even continued on to 2025 even right now. But basically right here, this is the part number PT93602200012, and these are the painted door edge guards for this Nightshade Black car. And so I'm pretty excited to have it here, and I'm taking it out right now. Sometimes installed when you buy the car, sometimes they're not, and they don't really give you any instructions here, so we're gonna have to see how we install it ourselves. You know, I think this would apply for a lot of other cars, a lot of other Toyotas. Obviously the trim and the body will fit a little different, but these door edge guards are pretty much the same. As you see here, they're all labeled differently, and so as I taken it out, you can see that these are the door edge guards. It's all painted. Like I said, they're made to be in a metal material because they're supposed to protect your car. Nice like metal bumper to not dent your door, but probably much protect these things. And it's labeled passenger rear in this yellow one here. We got the driver rear. You got driver front in pink, and then passenger front in blue there. And so that's pretty much it. And let's go ahead and take it out. You can see it says 20 Corolla on each one. So even though this is a 2024 Corolla, they sold me it for the 2020 because it's pretty much the same body style, like I said. And so this is it. A nice shiny black painted, and it's metal. And we're gonna have to install it. I've done one of these installs before, but on a Subaru Forester. So different make, definitely different model, but pretty much it's going to be probably a similar installation, but I'll show you guys and walk you through the installation for this Corolla here. Alright, so we're over on the passenger side front door here, and as you can see, I'm opening up the door, and what I'm taking is like a nice alcohol wipe here, and I'm just kind of wiping it across just to make sure I clean up all the dirt and contaminants that where the door edge guard is going to meet. And from there, I'm going to grab a nice microfiber towel and just kind of dry it up. Just make sure it's dry before I install the door edge guard. Since the door edge guard is metal, it's going to protect your door from denting when you open it or hitting any other surface. However, the installation process is going to require you to get a rubber mallet and a soft rubber mallet, and you're just going to like lightly tap it until it kind of clips back into it. And that's the installation process. It's kind of scary, however, that's just how it's done, and once you get a hang of it, it should work. It's not going to dent the door edge guard because they're made to be banged up. So right over here I have the passenger front, and as the passenger front, you're going to actually try to align it before you actually hammer it down. And so you just watch the contours of your car, and you'll notice this bottom part just kind of bends. And that's where you want to actually insert kind of this place that opens up right here. You can see that this is the outer part of the door edge guard. Nice metal, should paint match to your color of the car. Mine is black. And right over here, this is where the door edge guard is going to slip into as you're going to pound the outside with the mallet. Tap it actually, don't hit it too hard. And then basically as this bend comes, there's no kind of edge to kind of clip in, and so that's where that curve is. And so pretty much it's going to be right here, and that's what you're going to match on that side. So let's open the door, and this is the mallet I'm going to use. I've used it before a few times. It's an old mallet, but it's going to work. You can go on Amazon or your store, and they sell a mallet that has a soft side and a hard side, and it's really up to you on how you want to do it, but that's kind of what you can use. And so all I do is I'm going to start by aligning it as best as I could. That's this door edge guard. And let me go ahead and align it first, and then you're going to see me start to pound it kind of in. So I'm just going to hit it with the mallet. I have the tape on it. And I'm going to get that in place first. You just got to get that top part in, actually. Once that top part's in, you start working your way towards the bottom, about every half an inch. So at this point, I'm just wiping everything across just to make sure it's good. I actually didn't use the microfiber as much as I thought to protect it. I just used the rubber mallet. Didn't scratch anything. Looks pretty good. Let's get a little closer and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So no scratches. I'm just kind of guiding it down and you can see that it's good. And if you do get a little abrasion, which I don't think you will, I didn't. You could buff it out or polish it out, but as you tap it, it's not going to have any dents or anything because it's made to protect against exactly what's happening. And if you tap gentle enough just to get the edge guard in, it'll be fine. These are stainless steel or metal edge guards, so they're not really going to dent much. It's probably the toughest metal you can put on a car, and that's why they have it, to protect your door. But overall, it looks pretty good. This is just the passenger side, so we have passenger front, so we have the driver front and the two rears to go. So that's just what we have so far, and let's go ahead and get those done. So over on the driver's side front door, we're just going to do the same thing, just wipe it with an alcohol wipe just to get the surface clean. Add a little microfiber to dry it with, and now we're ready to install the door edge guard. So with the driver's side door edge guard, we're going to do the same thing we did with the passenger. So what I have to do is align the bottom section. So you just want to match the contours of the edge guard just to make sure it's going to be placed in the right way. So I'm going to show another way of how to install it. Pretty much you still have to use the rubber mallet, but if you're afraid of just scratching your edge guards, once you align it, I put a little bit of masking tape on the corner here, and so I'm still going to hammer it in, but I have a little bit of tape to protect it. So the other way I did it earlier, I just kind of just hammered it on, trusting that I didn't hit it too hard. If your tap is light enough, you're not going to really make any scratches or anything like that. You can always buff it out, but if you're worried and you've never done this before, this is a good way of doing it. Just make sure you have the tape just sitting above and not underneath, and then you can go ahead and proceed with your installation. So I move the camera back a little bit so I can tap away. And that top edge, always the hardest part, but once it's in, you just hit it every half an inch. And then you could start to see the top there. And you can see that it's perfectly in place. So I'm going to keep tapping. So the last part is just the bottom section where the bend happens. And what I want to do is just put the tape back on. Just make sure I seal that top portion. And then I'll move to the bottom. And then once that's done, I'll take off the tape and make sure it's in. There you go. And I'm just going to do a quick check. I'm going to get a nice microfiber or just a cloth and just tap it again, but with the cloth on top. I'm going to check it by pulling out a little bit, and it looks like everything is working as intended. Let's take a look. So, door edge guard here with a little light, and you can see it's installed. It looks pretty good, real close. And you can see that it's perfectly installed, and that's another method of doing it. So I think the tape method works pretty fine. You just have to make sure you don't get any tape underneath, but that really does help you and makes peace of mind of not actually scratching this edge guard. But of course, these things are super strong, stainless steel metal, paint match. It's really made to be on the door. So passenger and driver front is done. All we need to do is do the backs, and let's do that now. So now we're doing the driver's side rear, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to wipe it down just to make sure all the grease is gone with an alcohol wipe, and then we'll just use a microfiber and just dry it up. So right over here, driver rear, and what you want to do is just line it up. I do about a 1/4 inch or maybe 1/2 inch from the top, and make sure the bottom fits as well. All right, and if we do the tape method again, we're just going to put a little tape at the top just to align the top portion, and we're going to start to tap it with a mallet, rubber mallet. And once that top portion is hooked on, you can go ahead and grab more tape and just put it on the rest of it. But you can also get a blue tape or whatever you got, as long as it just comes on easy. I'm just going to put a little bit on the majority, and I'll just move the tape down. Just take the mallet and just tap it slow. Every 1/2 inch. And just before the tape connects, I'm just going to make sure it doesn't tuck underneath again. And then we'll peel it off and take a look. Looks like it's pretty secure, and so I'm just going to flip it along the rest of it. Alright, taking the rest off, and now I'm just going to, the last step, once I have everything somewhat tapped onto place, I'm just going to double check. Just take the microfiber and just tap a little bit harder with the mallet across. And that backside is installed, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. So this is the rear side driver. It's looking pretty good. Ends off about right at the door seam right there. So this side is done. The last one I'm going to do is the passenger rear, and I'm going to put it on a quick time lapse, and then I'll go ahead and talk about the overall process. Just the last quick check. The passenger rear side's done. It looks really good on the outside as well as the inside. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. But let's go ahead and talk about the process. So overall, I think the installation of these metal edge guards is a little bit time consuming, in the sense that you do have to pound it with a rubber mallet. I didn't want to buy a new one. I've been using this rubber mallet for years. You can see that it's been dented through. It's a little soft, but They do sell double-sided mallets, one with a soft and one with a hard, and so you can go ahead and start with the soft, tap on the side just to get it in place, and then come back with the hard one once it's in place just to make sure it's fitted on. These are stainless steel metal door edge guards, so they don't really dent, and you really can't hurt it except scratch the paint. So if you want to use some tape, and that's what you saw me do in the main 3 edge guards, that was me adapting the process because they just recommend you using a rubber mallet. And so once you get the first section in place, you just kind of follow the tape along and just tap it through about a 1/2 inch, work your way down, and that'll just naturally just crimp the metal edge guard to the molding of the door, and it won't be coming off because it's just kind of going to stay on pretty easily. And that's how you get it on. In terms of microfiber towels, you can get it at Costco or your local auto store, AutoZone, O'Reilly, or Napa, or any of them that you have. But just a standard microfiber, I use that to rub alcohol on the side just to get the dirt away, and then I use this to dry it. And then I just finish with a microfiber when I tap it. That way it just keeps the paint from getting scratched out when I hit it a little harder with the rubber mallet, just to make sure it's secure in place. They have these plush microfibers. You could use that too. I also have this kind of canvas cloth. It might be suitable for replacement of using tape, but when I first started hitting it with the mallet, I just couldn't see where I was hitting when the microfiber is on there. So in terms of like using the soft tip of your mallet or tape, that's the best thing to do, just to kind of get it in place and aligned as you're kind of like molding these edge guards to your door. And then once it's in, the full thing's in, you can just come back and tap a little harder just to make sure nothing's loose. Again, check your work, make sure the light, just check the inside and outside, and that is pretty much it. But I'm pretty happy with this install. This Corolla now has door edge guards to protect it against just dings. You can see how tiny my garage is, so just to get out I had to open it all the way, and it will hit the wall, but this will also protect it against, you know, cars and other things and objects that you might hit. So again, totally up to you. Toyota sells these OEM edge guards. These ones are nice. Aftermarket ones are generally rubber, metal, and even like ceramic or paint protection film edge guards. Again, they protect against scratches but not dents on your door, and these metal ones will actually prevent it and just make it last longer. So again, thanks for watching. I know this process has been long, but I just wanted to show you every detail of me installing these edge guards on this Toyota. Hope you have a good one. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and take care.